The next thing I'm going to make is some coleslaw. This goes nicely with barbecues, and again, it's very good with chicken drumsticks. So, for this, you're going to need to have whatever salad vegetables you have around. I've chosen to use some carrots, some cabbage, some cucumber, and some celery, and a spring onion. Okay, so I'm going to start with my cabbage. Now, depending on how many people you are feeding, obviously depends on how much of any of these ingredients you actually need. So I'm going to start, and I'm just going to shred it very, very finely. Which just means you need to take your time to cut it with your sharp knife, holding it tightly together. Doesn't take very long. Turn the cabbage round if you need to. Okay, and then that's that done. I'm going to pop that then into a mixing bowl, and then go on to the next vegetable. So my next vegetable I'm going to use is a carrot. It's going to need peeling, so I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to grate it on the big holes of the grater. If you use your hand fairly flat, you find that you try, in that way you don't end up losing part of your finger. Turn over the last piece. Okay, that's the last bit, obviously, that you can eat. There is the grated carrot. I'm going to pop that also into the mixing bowl. Next ingredient is the spring onion. So I'm going to take off its roots. Have a look at the skin on it, see whether it's nice, or see whether we need to remove an outer layer, like you do with many onions. And then I'm going to slice that finely. Now I can go all the way down and use the root on that, that's absolutely fine. If you don't want to use a spring onion, or you haven't got one, you can use a small amount of normal onion, or a few chives, or you can miss out the onion altogether. Okay, again I'm going to get that into the mixing bowl. Next thing I'm choosing to use is some celery. So I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to cut off its root again, cut off the top. Now, the celery, you've got to have a look at it and see if it needs a clean. I'm just going to give that a quick wash under the tap. And then I'm going to just slice that as well. If it's quite fat at the end, then you can sometimes just cut that down the centre and cut across again. So you have slightly smaller pieces at the end. Okay, and all of that's going into the bowl. And I also like a bit of cucumber in mine actually. So I'm going to cut a chunk of cucumber, but I don't like the seeds in it. So I'm going to cut it, and then I'm just going to cut out a triangular shaped piece to get rid of the seeds. I just find them a bit wet. And then I'm just going to finely slice this little bit up. I should probably just cut it in half that way first. Okay, I can go in. So that's all my salad ingredients in there. So what I'm going to do now is add just a little dribble of lemon. I'm going to add some salt. Oops, and some pepper. And we're going to add a good squirt of mayonnaise. If you wanted to put some yoghurt in, you can do. And then I'm going to just use a wooden spoon just to stir them all together. The other thing you can add into this to make it slightly sweeter is some cored and diced apple. And then the final thing that my family actually like is some sultanas or raisins. So I'm just going to add a handful of those into it and mix those through. And that's it then, your coleslaw is done and ready to serve later when you have dinner. If you're not going to use it all, then it's important that you keep it in the fridge. Okay, back to my coleslaw then. All I'm going to do now is just tip it into a serving dish. And then I'm going to pop it into the fridge, covered until later.